Hi YouTube, this video is an elaboration on a point that I made in a video earlier before. The point that I want to make is regarding morality to a certain extent, but an extension of that. In evolution, the principle is that those with the weakest genes die off through natural selection, that is the selection of the circumstances in which they find themselves, and the stronger ones propagate their genes, and therefore those genes become more prevalent. That means if an organism isn't particularly well suited to its environment, then what happens is it should die out, and those organisms which are better suited to that environment will actually survive and carry on and continue to reproduce. Now, if the evolutionary theory is true, then why is it that we actually save endangered species? If evolution was true, there would be no point in actually trying to save a species which is dying out. Why would you? They're weak, they're obviously badly adapted to the environment, and therefore if they die out, then it will give valuable resources to those which are. If evolution is true, it just doesn't make sense to try and save these other species which are competing for the resources that we need ourselves, such as water, food, energy. If you studied biology in school at any point, you probably would have been shown at some stage a food chain or a food web. And this is generally something which is used to describe an ecological system. These food webs describe who eats who in a food chain and in an ecosystem. So it explains that first you've got your autotrophs, which use sunlight to create energy. They're eaten by the herbivores and then eaten by the carnivores or omnivores. In summary, the point of this lesson would be that the whole ecosystem in every part of the world is very delicately balanced, which means if one thing is damaged or if one thing dies out, this can have very bad adverse effects on the rest of the environment. Odd then, I consider, that on the one hand they are telling you that everything is very delicately balanced and care should be taken in how we involve ourselves in the ecosystem, and then on a completely different level, but in the same subject, they're saying that everything's fine and if something dies out, it doesn't matter, something else will evolve and replace it eventually anyway, so diversity will always exist and always continue to exist. Now, how can you reconcile those two ideas?